Hi all, so welcome to another day on this JMeter time, and currently we are discussing the JMeter elements, their sub-elements and attributes. So we have completed till if controller in all our previous sessions or videos. Okay. Now today we will see while control. So I think today mostly while controller will cover up because it's lengthy or it take times to explain. And tomorrow we will see this in one go. Okay. So while control. Right? So like in the last video, in the last session, we have talked about if controller, switch if, right? If only took 1 hour to explain, yeah. So while will take more than. Okay. So we have this controller switch if and while, which purely works on programmatical their counterparts. Okay. So switch works on switch case block. If controller works on if statement of programming language. And very similar to that, our while controller also works on the principle of while statement in any programming language. Okay. So first of all, very quickly we'll see while control while what while while block example. So, so you can see here one Python code here while let's suppose this while count is less than equal to 5, less than 5, then print, and then there is the closing statement count plus equal to 1, right? Same way we have for Java, same thing, little bit in different way. Okay. Same scenario. Then see like that JavaScript. Okay. So how it works, first understand. So if this here also it works on true false basis, like how it our if was there. If also if true, if this condition will be true, this will be executed. If it is false, this will not be executed. Here also it's almost same thing. If this is true, this will be executed, and if it's false, this will not be executed. Okay. Now in our JMeter also, uh, whatever transactions, remember, whatever transaction or whatever request that we keep inside while controller, like so we will be giving a condition, and if the condition is true, the transaction inside that will be executed. If it is false, uh, if, if it is false, then they will not be executed. But like you'll ask, then already if controller is doing this, then why it is while control, right? Or there will be question in your mind, like in programming language also, if we have already if block is there, if a statement is there, then why we have while statement? Okay. What is the need of that, or what is the difference between that? So understand the difference between if and while controller, or if and while statements, or use in programming language also. First understand that both evaluates on true and false. Okay. But what is the exact difference? Why two things are there, right? Because there is no logic if two things does the same thing, right? So yes, difference is there, a huge difference is there. So here, if you see, this is if statement and this is while statement. Same thing, same example, right? The same thing. This one I have taken. So this is if, and this is while. So here you can see this is same thing, and here also same thing. This is also same. This is extra, so we'll talk about this for now. So this is if block, this is while block. Now what is the difference? Okay. Difference is if block or if controller is used to do any activity either 0 time or 1 time. Remember. So if you want to check a condition either 0 time, means if it is false, so 0 time, and if it is true, 1 time. Okay. So if you want to check any condition either 0 time or 1 time, right? That time we use if block or if condition. Okay. But when it becomes multiple times, so when we have to check a condition either 0 time or 1 time or multiple times. Okay. So condition means suppose we have to execute something or suppose we have to do something. Okay. Based on some condition. So when we have to do something or when we have to execute something based on some condition, so in that also two cases are there, either 0 time or 1 time, then a block. Or if either 0 time or 1 time or multiple times, if we have to execute that thing or do that thing multiple times, then while block or while control. So that is the exact difference. Okay, so huge difference. Right now, understand while since it is a multiple time, so while block or while controller has a self-looping nature. Okay, remember it has a self-looping nature, right? And since it has a self-looping nature, so in programming language, they use a control statement to control the execution of while block. So suppose this example. So this is just 0 time or 1 time. So suppose we have given a equal to 10. Now value of a is 10, which is less than 20. So a less than 20 true. This will be executed 1 time, right? Executed. Fine. Block will close. This block will close. Okay. Done. So job is done. If this is false, suppose this is false for an example. So this will not execute. And again block will close. Right? 0 time execution. So either false or true, 0 and 1 time. This block will close. But here, for now ignore this. While has a self-looping nature because it has to achieve the multiple times in. So what will happen? Suppose same thing here. If a equal to 10, so a value is 10, right? 10. So 10 less than 20. So it is true, right? So if it is true, remember, obviously this will be executed, right? Now problem is control this block here block closes. After this execution, block closes means the use of this statement is finished. Okay, or this block is finished. But here it is not finished. It will go back again. Self, it will self loop. It will go back there. Okay. And again it will check this condition. Again, if it is true, again it will execute. Again it will go and check. So it will keep on checking and executing that thing till it becomes false. Okay. Only in false case, this block will not execute. Otherwise, it will keep on executing. Now, because of this self-looping nature, this loop will go in infinite loop, right? Infinite loop, because it will suppose this statement is true, so it will keep on running. There is no stoppage of that. And same way in while controller also behaves like that. So whatever condition you write in while controller, there should be some if there if that is true, so it will keep on executing its child transaction infinity. Okay. So now to avoid that infinite loop, there is a closing or blocking line given, right? Closure statement given. So here this is the closure statement. Where while this is not required in if, because if doesn't have that property, this has a property. So we have to stop this, right? So that is the reason. Here also any example if you see, they have this closure block. Closure block. Now, how it works? So see. So in programming language, A plus plus or A plus A, this A plus equal to 1, or in Java it's plus plus, right? In C also it's plus plus. JavaScript also it's plus plus. So it means that increment by 1. So see, closing block can be anything. Okay, depending on your programming concept or your programming requirement, closing block you can give anything. But closing block has to be there, remember, in while controller. Otherwise, the execution will enter in infinity and it will keep on executing if this condition is true. So closing block can be anything. Here, closing block is increment by 1. Plus plus 1 means increment value is incremented by 1. So how it works here, see. Int equal to 10. So a value is 10. Now here 10 is less than 20. Okay, this get executed. After that, control will come here. So now a plus plus means value of a will be plus 1. So now a value is 11. Now after that it will come here. Now a value is 11. 11 less than 20. So again it will execute this. Then again control, obviously because this is in same line. Here opening braces and closing braces are here. So this is same part of the block. So before going there, it will come. So control will come here. So now a plus plus means earlier 11, now 12, right? Plus 1, now 12. So again it will go and check 12 minus 12 less than 20. Yes, true. So again it will execute. So it will keep on executing like till a value become 19, like that. Suppose 19 after every increment. So suppose a value is 19, it went there. 19 less than 20. Okay, true. Again it will execute. Now finally sometime after that a value will increment to 20, and now it will go there and check. Now 20 less than 20, this is not correct, right? This is false, because 20 is not less than 20. 20 is equal to 20, but here it's less than. So that is a false statement, and that is where this control will break, or this loop will break, or this block will break, and compilation scope will come out of this block. Here it is simple, either a false or true or false, it will print and then come out of the block. Here it will not come out of the block if this closing closure line is not given, right? Because it will always go back and keep on checking once it is true. So it will stuck in a loop. First time if it is a false, then fine, it will directly come out of the block. But if it is true, it will always go and keep on checking. And until unless there is a closure statement, it will keep on looping, right? So this is the property of if control. Here also you can see it's written in same. So this is the flower braces, actually means this flower braces, it comes inside while. So this whole code is inside while control, while block, and this line is written inside this only. So after this execution, compilation will come here and then it will go there. Okay, so suppose this line is not there, then it will go there. That it has to go, it will go. But to avoid that, here also we see they have given one example of closing of the loop. So hope you got the idea. So that's what while controller works on the principle of while statement in programming. It also same way, it evaluates only true and false, but with an exit condition. Okay, so this closing block is in exit condition. Remember, if exit condition is not given, it will execute in infinite loop. While controller or while syntax in programming language have self-looping nature. Okay, so in while controller also in JMeter, when we have to use, we have to give the exit condition. Otherwise, it will keep on looping the transaction. While controller is also very similar to loop controller, because it can be used for looping, right, multiple times based on certain conditions. So similar to loop controller also, like how we loop for multiple time. Here also we can loop for multiple time, but based on condition. That is the main difference between if and it is also like if control, and that is the difference, right? So if controller children are executed 0 or 1 time when condition is met, while control children are executed 0 time or 1 time or one multiple time depending on how many time the condition is met. Okay. Now, so while controller executes its child element until the condition becomes false in the condition field, right? Until it becomes false, it will keep on executing. Now, remember, yeah, so it will keep on until the false condition is not there. It will keep on executing. And exit condition is mandatory. Always give some exit condition for while controller because it must switch the condition to false at some point. Otherwise, while controller will run forever. Okay. Now, what are the possible cases? So possible cases like true or false conditions. Mm. We have to write the example with this closing function that we have seen in if case, right? If controller case, and this is the step. Now, real-time use case. So, suppose looping one or multiple transaction based on certain condition, right? Then one more example is that we also will understand. First we'll understand. So, one example, a real-time example that can be asked in interview also. That suppose this is our JPEG store, okay, and suppose we have done the login. Now, okay, login was not there. Sorry for the first thing one will take. Suppose we have enter store scenario. Okay, we have this enter store transaction, and this is enter store request. Now there is a condition given. Now condition is that this enter store transaction is uh, unstable. It's not stable. Now, what is the meaning of unstable here? Is that sometime when we are executing it, or whenever real user is clicking on that, so it is going good. Good means response is coming. That means good. Sometime it is failing, means uh, server is throwing error for that. Okay. So you got the idea. It's unstable, not stable. Now, what is the meaning of not stable? Sometime it is okay, and sometime it is red. Server is throwing error. Okay means green. Response is coming. That is okay. And red means server is throwing. Now, so we got the condition. It is unstable. So meaning of unstable is sometime it is okay, sometime it is red, throwing error. Now, when it is throwing error, it has to re-execute itself. Okay. So let us say that suppose you in the tool, using the script, uh, suppose you executed it, and if it is okay, then execution control will go ahead and do other transaction like sign in or login or whatever, right? Whatever they do, correct? Flow will go to the next transaction. But if it is not okay, if it is red, then it should re-execute itself. See, re-execute itself. Understand? Now, problem is, uh, now again, when it is re-executing, understand? When it is re-executing means you are firing the request again, re-execute. Now, when it is re-executing, then again, if it is okay, fine. Then go ahead and do the sign in or login, whatever. But while re-executing, still it's throwing error, means red. Then again re-execute. Do you see? Again re-execute. So if it is okay, then fine. But if it is not okay, it should keep on re-executing, re-executing, re-executing. Understand? So here re-executing is what this condition like this, right? So this is how we will achieve that, or how we will do that in JMeter. Right. So this is one question. So we'll see that. Now, do you think it can be done from using if control? Because it there also it checks true and false, right? So if it is true, then fine. If the execution is green, then we can put a condition. Okay, suppose response code or whatever is true, right? Then then go ahead and execute other transaction, and if it is false, we can re-execute it, right? So, but do you think it can be done from if control? Right, getting the point. So, what do you guys think? Is it possible to do? See, I've just kept four transactions like homepage, enter, sign in, login, and then sign off. I've removed the rest because not required. So what we have to do is that's what, like, suppose when the execution is happening, right? So when the control is coming at enter store, so when enter store is getting executed, if it is okay, then it should go and execute sign in, login, or whatever downside sign off. But if it is not okay, then it should re-execute itself. Okay. Now again, while re-executing, obviously request goes to the server. Again, if it is okay, then it should go ahead and execute sign in, login, and whatever. But again, if it is not okay, then it should re-execute again. And again, send the request. So you see, multiple iteration is involved, right? So it is not possible to do from if controller, because let us say we will try. So I'll add a if controller and move it up. And this if copy, I'll make it one more copy of that inside this. Right. So inside if block, this is enter store, and then we are moving one more same enter store by copy pasting here. Now we will put a condition. So see condition, we have to take some reference. Okay, reference you can take anything, because as I said, enter store is failing. So if enter store is failing, so what in failure what is coming? You can take the reference of response code, or you can take anything. Maybe in response body, some failure is coming. You can take that message, right? We can extract the message also, right? We know that anything we can extract, right? So suppose a failure is happening, so uh, some message or some text is coming in response, that you can extract out, right? Or you can take the response code. Failure means the response code will fail. It will be of 500 series, right? 500, 501, 502, 503, 504, any of this, correct? So anything we have to take that as a reference. In if example also we have taken the reference, whatever condition we have written, suppose match NR is a reference, right? Or the title, right? Suppose a page title, that is a reference, correct? So some reference you have to take. Now here it's failing. They are saying that it's failing. Now when it is failing, so what reference you want to take? That depends on you. Okay. Anything you can take. Maybe response code will be 500 series, or some data here will not be. There will be some error data coming, and that tells okay it's failing. So whatever. Now, if you are taking any data from where as a reference of failure, so you have to extract it using regular expression. Or suppose you want to go ahead with only status code, a response code. So that also you can extract. You have to extract, because everything extracting is mandatory. Because how we will know what is happening? Only when run is happening, when you run, then only we'll get the idea whether it is 200 or whether it is 500, right? Or maybe in response data, whether some when it is okay, then some other response is coming, and when it is not okay, some other response is coming, right? So we have to extract it. Either you extract that or go with this response code. So to make the things easy, we'll take the response code here. Okay. So we will extract this response code. How to extract the response code? You know that we had a regular expression for that, right? RSA and sibling, because for this example, RSA will make the things incorrect. Yeah. Okay. So this is extractor for extracting the response code, and we are storing this in a variable called C underscore response. Now here in this if block, we'll write that suppose dollar floor, it's a number, so double quotes is not needed, and it's an integer, equal to 200 for an example. No, we can make not equal to also. Negate is like this. Okay, not equal. Negate. Yeah, finish. So not equal to, right? Now understand. This is 200. 200 is success. So what will happen? And inside this if block, I have kept this copy of the enter store, right? I have kept it. I've copied and kept it. So now what will happen? See, when we will run, so enter store will be fired. When enter store will be fired, response code will come, and that will be extracted and store that in a variable. After that, control will come here in if block, right? Here this condition will be checked. Now response code, whatever, suppose it is 200. 200 is not equal to 200. This is false, correct? False. So if it is false, so obviously this enter restore will not be executed, because that is what we need, right? That if in first go it is successful, then directly it will come and go ahead and do other execution, right? So obviously 200, so not equal to 200, right? Which is false. So it will not again going to execute the enter restore, and it will go and execute sign in and log in, right? But in the first go only, suppose it failed and 500 came. So that will be extracted, right? And it will be stored in this variable, and then control will come here. 500 is not equal to 200. Not equal to 200, yeah. Which is true, right? Which is true. Okay. So now it is true. So now it will re-execute itself. Understand? So it will one more time, because it failed, right? It failed. So it came, and then it will re-execute itself. So one more time enter store will execute. Now understand. When next time enter store is executing, this will not be there, and suppose this failed, this is in red, so this will be re-executed. Now when next time it is re-executing, and again suppose it is 200, okay, fine, it will go ahead and execute that. But again if it failed, 500 came, then again it has to re-execute, right? That is the requirement. But how we will do? How many time we will keep on writing if block, right? Not possible. If block work only once, that is its property. So this is not going to work from this scenario will not work with if controller. Okay, got the point, right? Here only the limitation will come, because how many time you will write again one if controller, you have to add, and then one more time you have to keep it inside that. So till when you will keep? Because there is no there is uncertainty, right? Back to back it can fire 3 times error possibility is there, or 4 time error. So will you write 4 time? No, because if controller has not a self-looping nature, only one time, false, false, true, true, fine, then it will directly come out. So if, suppose it is false, it failed, right, in next time. So again, then also it will come out of the block. So to execute enter restore one more time, you have to create another if controller down, and then put this one more time inside that, right? So this is not feasible. So that is where while controller comes in picture. Okay, because while controller has self-looping nature. So the same example now we will see using while. So the same thing we will add a while control. While control. Move it up. Now this same copy, or let me delete this if controller completely. Now this one more copy of enter store, right? Same, right? We'll copy and put it inside while control. Okay. Now here we'll write that condition. What condition? Which was here. this condition. Also, this condition we do not write like this. You know that we have to enclose that with either you uncheck this, or if you want to use it like this, so we will not write like this. We have to enclose that with a function, any function, bean shell, GXL3, JavaScript, Groovy, anyone you can take. Fine. So same thing we will put here. In while block, it is compulsory to write by enclosing it with a function. This is condition, and compulsorily we have to enclose this with a function. Otherwise, in if block, there is a option we can uncheck this and no need to enclose. That option is there, but it is suggested to do like that. But that option is there, right? But in while block, that option is also not there. We have to compulsorily write using by enclosing with a function. Okay, now understand. So here enter store is there. Okay, and whenever it will run, so suppose it passed. Correct. Understand that first time it passed, so 200 will come, and that is getting extracted here. It getting extracted and stored here. Now this control will come here, and obviously 200 is not equal to 200, which is false. So this didn't get executed, and uh, the control went to. So this didn't this block, right? This block didn't get executed because it is false, and then control went out of that block, right? And sign in, login, and sign out, it got executed. But now what it if it fails, right? So suppose enter the store fails. So fails means any response code will come, but 200 will not come. Suppose a 500 series response code, anyone, 500, 502, whatever is coming, that will be coming, and obviously that will be extracted, right? It will be stored here, and then here comparison will happen. So 500 is not equal to 200. So this is correct only. This is true statement. Now when it is true, so obviously now enter store will be executed. Okay. Okay. So think like that. Okay. It failed. It is in red, and this all not there. So it got executed one more time. Okay, it got executed, right? Because first time 500 came, and here condition like that one, so it got executed. Now, when next time it is getting executed, enter store. So if it is 200, okay, or whether it is 500, anything. Problem with while controller is after executing this, the block, the control will go back. That is what we have seen just now in examples, right? Self-looping nature, and it will always check it. Okay. So that is the problem of while block. So we have to always give exit condition. Otherwise, I'll show you. Let me fail this enter store. See, it's repeating, it's running, right? If I do not stop it, it will keep on running. Okay. So suppose first time it failed, I failed it. So next time control went and it got executed. But if it is passing, so when it is passing means when it is green, so it should stop, right? And it should execute this. But that is the problem. Control will go back, and again it will check this statement. So what is this statement? What was the value of this? This value is coming from here. So this value is suppose 500 less than equal to 200. Still it is true, right? So again it is executing it. Again it is going back. Again it is checking. It's still true. Again it is executing. again going back, again checking, again true. So do you see? So like that. That is the problem. Okay, that is the problem with this if block. Not only in JMeter, that is in programming. It's repeating, right? And that is why exit condition is needed. Here also we give the exit condition. But exit condition of programming is different, and exit condition that you give will be different. Now we have to stop this, right? Because in real time, this is not the scenario. So how will it stop? Suppose I'm just stopping manually, okay? Because it will not stop, right? Now to stop it, we have to apply the trick. What trick? We have to change the value of the variable. See, that is what in programming language also, right? This variable value is getting updated, right? Every time. Understand? A is 10, then 10, then next time it is 11, then 12, then 13, then 14, like that, then 19, and then 20, right? And when it is 20, 20 less than 20 is false, and that time this block is getting stopped, right? So same thing here. Every time when after executing this, when control is coming here and it is checking, this is same, because the value of this variable is coming from previous request, right? From here, right? So suppose first time it failed and the value is 500 for an example, which is not equal to 200, and that is true. So it is it is true. So it is executing this, and again the control is going there. Control is coming and checking. Again it is true. So this is not getting updated, right? We have to update it. Okay, we have to change it something. So how we will update? So that is when this same extractor with same variable name, we will use that inside this also, in this same request. Okay, same thing, right? Now what that will do? So next time, suppose first time it got failed, next time here it failed, and next time when it is executed, so that time again something will be there, maybe 200 or 500, whatever it is, it will be extracted, and it will be stored in this variable. Now what is here important is variable name is same. Okay, understand? So that's why just copy the same extractor and put it. So since variable name is same, so suppose next time 200 came, right? And it got extracted here. Now control goes there. Now variable name is same, but now its value is updated. Previous value was 500. Now that is updated with 200. Correct. So 200 is not equal to 200, which is false. Then it will stop, and it will come out and execute sign in, login, sign. But you'll ask, but suppose in the second execution it is 500 error. So as usual, uh, control obviously will come here and it will check, okay, 500. Again, new value is also 500, less than equal to 2, which is true, right? Less than, sorry, not equal to 200. So which is true. So again, it will execute this. Again, it will execute. When again it will execute this, so again it will be fired. Then again one more some status code will become, either it is 200 or it is 500. So again that will be extracted. This value will be updated. Again control will come here, right here only. So again it will check if it is 200 in third time execution. So it will stop. If it is 500, it will re-execute itself, right? Because 200 is not equal to 200 is false, and 500 not equal to 200 is true. Again, when it is re-executing, which is fourth time re-executing. So again, it can be 200 or it can be 500, right? So its value will be updated in fourth time execution. Again, control will go there. And depending on this updated value, the decision will be taken, right? And whether it has to execute fifth time or whether it has to come out of the loop will be decided. So that is why, and that is how we have to work with while controller. Otherwise, if exit condition is not there, this is the result. It will keep on executing. Now I have given this, and now you'll see it will not execute. So first time failed. So second time it got executed, which is true. So it came out, right? It came out of the loop and executed sign in login. Now in the if first time only if it is successful, so obviously second time it will not execute. That we know, that is simple. So first time only it is successful, so this didn't got executed directly from here. It came here, here. But first time it is failing. Suppose so it is going here and this is executing, and its stated is 200. So control is coming here. Previous value was 500. Now it is 200. So it didn't executed it one more time, right? Didn't execute it, and I stop and sign in and login got executed. But what if second time also it failed? Suppose I'm making it. So again it will re-execute itself. It is re-executed. Now why it's happening so many times? Because I'm making it deliberate failure, right? So in while running I cannot change, but it's working, right? That is what we need to understand. In real time, the failure will depend on server, right? Here I'm making failure from my side by deleting one word from here, so URL is failing. But my whole purpose is to make this make the scenario understandable, right? So that's what. Even second time suppose failed, then it re-executed, right? Now in third time suppose it is 200, then it will stop, and again if it is 500, then it will re-execute it. So this is while control, okay? And this is how you will achieve this scenario, which was not possible from if controller, because if controller doesn't have self-looping nature. Next, we can to read that response call. Yes, we can use that brief dot get response in Beansel function. Yes. So both is used to extract only anyone. Fine. So next thing is same. So this was a simple example I think I have made. So let us say one comparison we are doing some variable less than equal to another variable, and some variable is 11 and here it's 9. Okay. Uh, this is not mandatory to see because this is not mandatory to understand because you have understood the behavior. Right? See, like this example, why I'm giving it. Suppose some variable 5 and other variable is 9, right? So 5 less than equal to 9, which is true. So this all will execute, but right now in if understand if it was if controller. So and if you have given this and if it is true, so they will be executed just one time, and this then block will break and execution will come outside. Correct. But problem with while is it will repeat. It will go back. Which is just we have seen. That's why I made this as a first example I made in that script. Okay, we can see just to showcase. I have made that. So see here, these four getting executed, but again they will repeat themselves. Again. They, they will uh, they will keep on repeating these four items. They see. It is not stopping only. So because it has always self-improvement, it will always go and check, always go and check. So until unless this condition makes false, it will be always keep on it, and automatically it will not be false, right? We have to make it. We have to write like that, right? So that is what while controller is very tricky. It's not like simple controller. Sorry, it is not like if controller. It is used to execute for multiple times only, but based on that some condition, right? And in that multiple times also we have to control it. How many time it will be executed? Because if you do not control it, it will be executed infinitely, right? So that is the behavior. Okay. So now another example. So another example is related to so another example is related to add to cart that scenario. Okay, where the scenario is like for an e-commerce website, suppose user is not allowed to check out the products until he purchase some item, okay, item for some X amount, which is needed for which is the minimum amount for checkout. Right. So we have store this value of item to be purchased in a variable, then used to use the same in while loop, so that until the amount is not reached to X, keep on adding the product using the transaction inside while control. Once the amount becomes greater than equal to X, while loop exits and the user proceed to checkout. So in our this normal pet store only, understand that a user is booking a product, right? We know that. And now what is the scenario is that if suppose one item is picked and selected and added to cart. Now, what is the scenario? I think yesterday also I talked that this subtotal, suppose. So that is what it is being said here. Minimum amount to do the checkout. So suppose a amount is given called $100, right, or $200. So if the total value or the cart value, this is the cart value, total value. Even suppose you are using Flipkart or anything. So after adding the product we have a total amount, right? So this is total value cart. Now requirement is that if this subtotal value is not equal to or greater than, if it is not greater than equal to this given amount, the minimum value, if it is 200 or more than 200, then only proceed to checkout should happen. Otherwise, the user should click on return to menu and keep on adding different products. Return to menu, choose another product, add it, right? Add to cart. So still 160, still 200 didn't reach. Again, return to the main menu. Again, choose some product. Again, add it, right? Add to cart. Still 200 didn't happen. So like that, he should keep on doing. So these four transactions, which are those four transactions? Understand. Adding on the page, clicking on the page, one, then clicking a product ID, two, second transaction, clicking item ID, third transaction, and add to cart. This fourth transaction. This fourth transaction should be repeated back to back until the subtotal amount is greater than equal to 200. See. So how we'll do that? So we cannot do using if controller, right? Because if controller is just one time activity, remember, one time. Here this activity is multiple time. Suppose in one time only if this value is 200, then fine. It will go ahead and do the procedure checkout. But another condition is there, right? It can be multiple time also. So when it is multiple time, then uh, whom we have to bring? We have to always bring while controller. Right? So multiple time, those four transactions has to be repeated. Now we cannot use loop controller also or runtime because this is a conditional based looping. See, loop controller, hope you guys understand, right? That it loops the transaction one time, two time, or three time. Or runtime controller loops for some duration based, right? But here it's a conditional based looping. This is the condition. This should be greater than equal to this. Then till only we have to repeat these four transaction that many time, right? So we have to always go with while controller. Okay. So while controller is very similar to loop controller, where multiple execution happens, multiple time the things are executed, transaction are executed, but based on condition. Now we got the idea that we have to do from while controller. That idea is clear. And these four transactions plus clicking on this another additional transaction, this five transaction we have to keep inside while controller, right? They are children of the while controller. That is clear. Now what is the how we will make the exit condition, correct? So that is important because similar uh, uh, simply if you keep this five transaction inside while controller and if you run, they will keep on running. There is no stoppage, but we have to stop this at a point, right, where this value is greater than equal to the given value is 200, So it has to stop. So how we will make the exit condition, right? So that is what we will understand. So first of all, yeah, we have login, then while control we have delete this. Now this four transaction, okay. Select paid, product ID, select item ID, and add to cart is added. This thing time I've just added to keep a weight so that we can understand things. Uh, See, in this script, many things I have removed, right? So because I'm just making the things to be understandable. So do not get confused. Like thing times I have removed from this transaction unnecessarily. We do not want to wait, but in real time, those things would be there, okay, in the script. In real scenario when you are implementing. Okay. So see, these four transaction, as I said, clicking on the paid, clicking on the product ID, clicking on the item ID, and clicking on add to cart, we have added. Now one more transaction, which is return to main menu. Uh, because we have to come to the main menu to add those to again do those four transactions. So that is additional transaction getting added. Now that transaction name is if that in the UI they have given the name as return to main. Okay, but actually the request, if you try to understand, okay, the request is catalog dot action, which is the request for enter restore. It's, the request for enter restore. So that's why I have given this mm, this copy and put it inside it. Return same thing because request is same. Or if you are confused, then problem is like why I'm using the same is say go there. See return to add to cart. Return to main menu, right? This is simulating the request to enter store. This is enter store page. That's why I have given keep the name same. Understood? If the request is different, then you can give a different transaction name. Like you can give it return to main menu or whatever. Okay. Or that is the reason. Okay, I'm keeping it same. But if you are confused, no, how we will select it from above? We have to. You have to be on this page. Right? Add to. Okay. Here pets are there, so in this response, this pet we will get. But that is not the thing. We have to repeat. We have to go to the main menu. That is the problem. And again redo those steps. So this is one additional transaction is getting hitted. So we have to include that. Right. That is the flow. We have to always make the script as per the flow. Right. So we cannot do anything here directly. How directly you cannot use select a pet. You can do the same thing. It will update. Possible is there this transaction. This sorry, this extractor we can copy and put it in the and add to cart here, so that when add to cart will come here, so it will extract value and update the item, and when the control goes back here, so your new item will be updated. That is there, possibility is there, we can do that. It's not like that. But uh, no, but there will be a challenge that I will understand why we cannot do like that. First thing. Second thing, there is one request being made when we do. So we have to include that, right? Because that will also comes in load testing. You cannot escape a request, right? That is the flow. You have to go to the main menu. So we have to include that. Now, uh, interest or keeping interest store is fine, but people can get confused. So let us rename it. What name will I give something already? Please 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. You can give this. Mm, right. Actually, request is same. That's why I've kept like that. Interest or request. But okay, we will make the things more clear. Yeah. So this one extra request is added here because that is the scenario. Now let us complete this scenario. Okay. So this thing is done, right? So now after login, we have put all this inside, right? Inside while control. Now condition here. What condition will make? First, we have to think of this condition. See, all this thing we have entered inside while control. Now, once the login will execute it, then control has to come in while control. Now, okay. So what condition you will write here? Understand? So the condition that we will be writing here will be initial condition. So suppose given amount. Okay. So given amount, we create a variable. You can hard code it also or create a variable called given amount and put the value 200. So given amount. Mhm. Right, I will do like this. This is given amount. Okay, given an amount, the one variable there, and the value is fixed for that 200. We'll create another variable called subtotal amount or total amount or cart value, whatever, right? Cart value. I am giving its name as subtotal value. Why? Because uh, its name, this value name is subtotal. Okay, so that's why I'm giving it as a subtotal amount or subtotal value, or you can give it as a cart value or whatever, right? So fine, subtotal amount. Now understand, subtotal amount value we will keep as a 0 initially because initially we do not know. So initially it will be 0. Now we'll write the condition subtotal amount is greater than equal to uh, given amount. Right? Like that. So 0 greater than equal to 200. 0 greater than equal to. This is wrong. False. It will not enter only. We'll do reverse. We'll give less than negate condition. Mm. So subtotal amount which is 0 less than equal to given amount which is 200. So this is what? This is true, right? So after login is executed, control will come here. It will check this, which is true. Execution will enter in this, and this all will be executed. So let us see. But actually, this way we do not write. I'll show you what happens. Let us see. It tried to relieve. Yes. Yes. Because that is sign out. Okay. Actually, this will not work. It is working. Entering this, it should not be like this. Make it greater than. It is false, right? So it should not enter. Still, it is entering. See. Okay. So do you see login then selected it? By default, generally this condition is false, right? 0 greater than equal to 200, which is false. So it should not enter inside this. But still it entered and executed those, right? And it is. So that's what I said, that we do not write like this. So how we write? First, let me rectify this, or let it be like this for now. We enclose this with a function, correct? Any function, jigsaw3, groovy, or whatever. So now you understand, correct? Otherwise, why that is very important. Otherwise, it is not evaluating only. So like this we have to write. That is very compulsory thing. So now this is 0 less than equal to 200. So we'll see. It should not enter inside this. So let us run. So after login, it should not execute, and directly it will come to PS09. So PS4 and 09, right? Okay. So it worked. Now let us rectify this condition. So initially it will be less than. Okay, because we want to make first time we want to go inside this. So 0 less than equal to given amount. Now this is true. Okay, so it will go and it will add a product to the cart, right? And that is when we will extract the cart value. So this will be always repeating, because this condition we have given, that is fine. But now it is always going and checking this, and it is always 0 less than equal to 200. So they will be keep on repeating. So if that's why you see uh, it's going on, right? This repetition is going on, right? This all, they are getting repeated back to back. Now our purpose is to stop, and when we should stop? When the subtotal amount becomes greater than equal to that given amount. So what we have to do? We have to, for now let me stop. Wherever add to cart is there, right? So this subtotal value is in the response of add to cart. So in the add to cart, that subtotal amount we have to extract out. This we have to extract it out. Okay, means here. And after extracting, we have to store that in same variable. This same variable name should be same, right? Then only it will be updated, correct? So the new value will be updated, then control will come here and it will check, right? So that is one. So let us extract this 92 subtotal. It is easy to extract. Here, dollar is there, so you have to give a escape character. In dollar, it is required or not? We'll see. We'll test. It's not coming. Dollar is a regular expression, so we have to give escape. So see, every learning, what I've taught is needed somewhere, sometime, right? So that's why all concepts are important. So here, while extracting this, dollar came. So what we have to do? We have to escape, right? So now it is come. Now subtotal value came. Now what we will do? In add to cart here, we will make a uh, response regular expression extractor. We'll copy this expression, put it here. Now variable name is important. So variable name is this subtotal amount. Okay, that is we will keep it here because that needs to be updated. Just now we have seen, right, in previous example where response code we are updating. It's the same thing. Now $1, you can fill all this. Right. Now what will happen? That let us say first time here, whenever suppose first time add to cart got executed, so it will go and extract this, and it will update this in variable. Now loop will go there. Return to main menu is transaction. It will happen because it is inside that, and then it will come here, right? There is something different we have to do for return to. We'll do that, but for now understand. So initially this value was 0 less than equal to 200. Now one time they got executed, add to cart happened, and we extracted the value and it got stored in same variable. So now this value is updated with a value called 18. Now still it is less than equal to 200. Still it is true. So again they will be executed. So again one more product will be added, right? Then uh, so one more product will be added. Then again obviously one more product will be added in the cart. So this again value will be updated. Some let us say it becomes 66. Again it will go there. Again 66 less than 200. True. Again one more product. Again it will run. Again one more product added. Suppose it become 200 or whatever. So at a time this total value is going to be more than this, right? After adding few products. And when it come here and it checks, like suppose this product become 201, let us say 201 less than equal to 200. That is where it is false, right? And then it will stop. But few things we have to make it more clear. But hope you understand. So you can see here it got executed so many times. Here, till here, here it is 203. So here it should have a stop, right? It's like that. So we'll run it. I'll keep on showing you guys. So 18, 37, 55, 74, 92, 101, 11, no, 129, 148, 166, 185, 203. Now it should stop. It has stopped. After 203, did you see? It went return to menu executed. We'll do something for this, right? But it went here, and now it is 203. So 203 less than equal to 200, which is false. So it got whole stock and then directly it came here 09. Proceed to checkout, enter details, confirm my account, my order, whatever. We can go and check in confirm this. It, it, it must have booked this 9 and 1 1. Okay, 9 item 13, 12 and 1. Go to confirm. Yeah. 9 item 3, it has booked. An order item is 200. Right? So this is the scenario. This is how we will achieve. Correct? And you see how it got stopped. So this is exit criteria. Okay. Now exit criteria is very similar. We have to update the, we have to keep the variable name same and keep updating its value. So in programming language, how it's done, same way we are doing here also. But just way of doing is different. Here in runtime, in execution time, we are updating the value of the variable, right? So we are initializing the variable with some value, and then we are updating with on runtime. In this example also, we did the same. Yeah, we initialized with something, and then we are updating it on every run, right? Every run it should be updated. Every execution it should be updated. So same thing here. We initialized with something, and then every run, every execution we are updating, and then it's going here and checking it. So updating of the variable value is important, and then that will be the exit criteria. Same way how it is updating itself here. Okay, very simple. So that is how any scenario you will be doing in future and do like that. Now, few things we have to rectify here. Now, what those few things we have to rectify? First thing is, if you see here, it has added all products of the same pet, which is reptile. These all are reptile. Rattlesnake, like Igno 9, rattlesnake. That also too. It has not picked other product like cat, fish, dog, bird. Right, four more are there. It has not picked. Why? Okay. So this approach is, we have solved our problem, but we will make it more realistic. See, when return to mean menu is happening, it should pick some other, right? Not only reptile. So why this is happening? See, because after add to cart, when it is going back here, and when it is executing select a pet, right? Yeah, first time or any time, suppose this is add to cart. Then again, when it is executing select a pet. So this first select a pet, yeah, here it is sending a reptile only, reptile only, and then again reptile only. Every time reptile only. Why? Right, that we have to understand. See, when it is executing this again and again, so here reptile is going always. But we need this value changing, right? But it's not changing. Why it's not changing? Because this value is coming from here, see, from login. See here, right? So when login, this CPET is getting extracted and it is getting passed here. Now problem is that when this looping is happening, so it's only happening from here only. It's not happening from here, right? So this value is not changing itself. So always this value is fixed because this is one time activity, right? It came one time and it picked reptile, and now always, now in the memory, the variable value is always reptile. So, and next time when it is going here, it is always picking reptile because this value is not updated, not getting updated, right? So in that case, what we will do, this regular expression, we will copy same regular expression and put that in return to main here. Here, because when we are coming to return to main menu, then this page is coming again, and then again we have to extract and we have to update the value, right? So when return to main menu is happening, from that response, again we will extract the pets and we will update this variable value, and and remember that is the concept. Variable name is same, right? Variable name is same. So now this value was, suppose first time it was reptile, correct? Reptile. But now after return to main menu, it will be updated with some other value, and then when control will go here again, and when it will execute, so now this value has been updated, right? It will be updated. It can be something dog, cat, whatever. It can be again reptile, but it can be other also, right? Now it will book other products. Okay, so that problem is solved. So making it more realistic, correct? Then another thing, see here, when last add to cart happened, see here, okay. So when last add to cart happened, and when the total value is 203, means it has uh, completed our condition. Okay, then there is no need to execute return to menu. There is no need, because as per the flow, understand. See, dogs in realistic way understand anything I'm picking and then I'm going to add to cart. Suppose this is completed, so I have to check it here only, right? And then directly do proceed to checkout. Again going to return to main menu and then again coming to proceed to checkout is not, it's not done, correct? Not done. Understand? In realistic approach. So return to main menu when it is happening, when this value is less than the given value. But suppose your condition has been satisfied. Now we will directly go proceed to checkout. We will not do return to main menu again. Correct? So when the condition, suppose after last add to cart is satisfied, this return to main menu should not execute. Directly it will come to proceed to checkout. That is how it is happening in real time also, correct? So we have to control this execution of return to menu. How we will control? So to control it, we will use a if controller inside this. And return to main menu will put inside if controller. And here we'll write what comes. The same thing. Same thing. Same thing we'll write here. So first 0 less than equal to 200. Then wait. Then add to cart will happen and subtotal value will be updated. So suppose it will be 18. Then it will come in if controller. It will check, right? So 18 less than equal to 200, correct? So it will execute return to menu, and then it will go and execute again, select a pet and whatever. Again, it will come where and subtotal value become suppose 100 less than 200. Then again, it will come and check in if controller here. So it is true. It will execute return to main menu. Again, it will go back here. Right. Now, suppose in the last it become 203. So here, after that control is coming to if controller here. So now 203 less than equal to 200. False. So it will not execute return to menu. And then control will again go back to while control. And here also this condition will become false, right? So it will exit from there and come it here. Understand? So now it will work properly. See, understand, if you do this, your programming concept will become very clear. Many time I used JMeter to learn my programming. Those programming tricks which you cannot understand in real time, you can understand here. So that is the beauty of JMeter. Because here you see the things happening in real time. Here we are seeing, okay, how while is working, right? In real time, something is running and you see it's getting controlled. a while and inside a if. So if you write a code like that and if you run that time, you'll not understand it much better if you do it here and when you try to understand. Okay. So some basic programming concept will become very clear when you do this system. So now you see here add to cart and return to main menu. And every time you see now pets are getting updated. First time it chosen fish. Now you see it's chosen dog. Next time it's chosen cat, right? Do you see that problem got solved because we in here we are extracting the pet, which is here also, and we are updating the value of pet. So variable value getting updated. See variable value getting updated. So this is also a programming thing, right? So those people who are little poor in programming, or like they have forgotten. So if they practice this, things will become very clear more than you do a program. Okay, this is how. This is very good. Geometry is very good if you learn. Now, so variable value we are updating it here. Then okay, final add to cart is here. See, final add to cart is here. So final add to cart 212. Correct. Now after that, uh, return to main menu didn't execute it. After add to cart, directly proceed to check. Return to main menu didn't, because we have added a if controller and it is one time activity. So it escaped that. Correct. And this is satisfying our real time, because once condition is satisfied here, this should not be executed. This should be executed till condition is not satisfied. Once it is satisfied, directly proceed to check out. This should not be executed, right? So you see, after a final add to cart where this is more, now this value is more than 200. So proceed to check out. And it has, now you see, it has booked different products this time. This is fish, this is dog. These two are something reptile and bird. Yeah, reptile and bird. So four products. And if you go to confirm, you'll see four products will be there. Now, same thing. This we are running for one user. If you run for multiple users also, all will do like this. Okay. So you see, this is conditional based looping. So here also transaction are looped multiple times, but with condition. And this is how while controller works, and you control its execution. But everything is variable. Understand? So in programming language also, everything is variable. And how you play with updating the value of the variable, calling the variable exit condition. Same thing here also. We are updating the value of the variable here or here, right here, right? Updating of the variable is important. Okay. So that same concept. Updating. So this covers the while controller. And generally nowadays they are not asking, but initially in some company do system test, so they can ask like this. They can give one question that first enter a store example, right? That which I told in the beginning, that this transaction is unstable and it's failing. So this they asked to someone. Okay, so that's why I made that. This is a very good example where we learn while, then inside while also one if, right? Why to use if, a more realistic approach, correct? So this can be considered a part of complex scripting also, because normally suppose if I give this scenario, people will get confused, right? And learning this, if you learn this, right, you will understand, I just said, programming thing, how while works, how if block works, many things. We are going to learn more coding. That time we'll see it will be more interesting compared to when you do the same thing in a coding language. Okay. So here, if you do the same thing, you will feel more interesting thing. Uh, like you'll find it more interesting because the things are working here. We see it working here. We see the transaction getting executed based on some condition. Right? That time, or it is exiting, or it is stopping, or it is going in infinite loop. So that control is there. So it's more interesting when we practice in JMeter those codes. Same thing if you do in ID. that will not be more interesting. Okay, so this is the final scenario. Okay, so while controller, it take 1 day, then let's say I stayed. Right? Okay, next is module controller and include controller. So you know about them. We have already covered them in our test suite. Why they are there, when they are used, how they are used, and their limitations also. Okay, the module and include controller, they are used especially in test suite, but they are of not useful because there is a limitation, and we have discussed that as well. Now, two more important controllers are left, which is for each controller and critical section controller. So we will be talking about this for each controller and critical section controller in our next session. Along with these topics also, we'll finish, and I'll try to finish something from config element. So we will only cover those which we have not covered, right? So many things if we have covered, we'll not cover them again, or some topics will be covered in upcoming session. So that also will not be covered, because suppose here you see there is a JDBC. Now this JDBC we will be covering here in database testing. So yeah, right. So like that. Okay. Fine. So we'll meet again next day. Thank you for attending.